We cannot and should not have people leading our movement that are basically no better than two-bit whores, and that is what most radio talk show hosts are all about. Now, before I completely lose the crowd by speaking the truth, let me just finish by thanking you for being here, and please never stop fighting for the truth and never stop fighting for the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Wow. Is Pete Kestersen here? I would like for Pete from the Beach Cities Republican Club to say a few things. Is Pete here? Yeah.
Thank you, Basil. First, I'll let you know I am not a radio talk show host. But I'm here for just a couple of seconds to do an introduction and tell you what happened this morning. We weren't on the Sean Hannity show, but Sean mentioned a couple weeks ago that we had the first three-way tea party in the country with our event we held in Hermosa Beach this morning. We had about 75 or 80 people show up, and we rented a bus to come join you guys up here, and we're glad to be here. Who here wants $16 billion more in taxes? You want a $200 tax credit reduction for each child at home? Do you want to double the length of time with the sales tax increase? No! How about your income taxes? No! Excuse me? Say that again? No! There you go. Enough is enough. Not another dime. Not another dime. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you a local native for us from the South Bay. She now lives in the Covina area. She's our next Congresswoman from the 32nd Congressional District. She's going to run on May 19th and beat the seat that Hilda Solis, another great American Obama tax cheat, is out of our neighborhood and ruining Washington. We're going to send Teresa there to take back our country. So please give a warm Pasadena welcome to our good friend and the next Congresswoman from the 32nd Congressional District, Teresa Hernandez.
Thank you so much for letting me speak to you today. Yeah, I'm running for Congress May 19th. I don't know if I qualify. I paid my taxes. I've always voted. I've never been arrested. So I don't know how this is going to pan out. Anyway, let me move this back. I want to make sure you can see me, okay? Listen, if you'd asked me 6 months ago, are you going to run for a political office? There's no way I would have ever said, yes, I am. I'm a mom of 4 kids. I've been married 30 years. I've had a business in the San Gabriel Valley in South El Monte, a restaurant called Cielito Lindo for 24 years. Yay! My husband is Jose Hernandez from Mariachi Sol de Mexico. And I have 80 employees, and I have a nonprofit organization that we put over 7,000 kids through in after-school music programs that we started with private funding. So I've been kind of doing what you've all been doing, life, you know, and going along, raising my family, doing business, and all of that. And this last year, in November, I was so depressed on election night, I put on my all-black jogging suit and ran 3 miles. I was so sad. And I just thought, you know, I cannot just sit at home and complain and complain. I've got to try to do something. This isn't an easy task. It is very tiring. But, you know, I want to be a voice. If I can be a voice of and a moral compass and a voice of common sense, that's what I want to do. I don't think it's that hard to go someplace, whether it's Sacramento or Washington, and vote what you believe and what's right. You would do that for your family. You need to do that for your community. I prepared a few lines, and I've never written anything before. This is the first time. I've always just talked impromptu. I've never used a teleprompter, sorry. I really do believe that if you speak from your heart, you don't need a teleprompter, because what you're speaking is the truth. So, anyway, I just want to tell you, America has always been a land of opportunity, where with hard work and determination, we could be and do whatever we wanted to be. I believe what most Americans want is just what the makers of our Constitution wanted. They wanted a better life for themselves, for their children, with limited government intervention. They simply wanted to be able to work in peace and be left alone, save money, take care of their family, and live a life that was not being over-regulated and overtaxed by Big Brother. The framers of our Constitution were very explicit in their words about limited government. They knew we needed enough government not to have a tyranny, but limited enough for every individual to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Here in this country, we believe in freedom more than any other country on earth. Even if what you hear in the media, you know what? You need to be proud to be an American. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else but this little country. But you know what? While we were sleeping and doing life and working, what happened? While we've been doing all those great things, the rug's been pulled out from underneath of us. We sent men and women to Washington and Sacramento to watch out for us, and we've been betrayed. And you know, and I want to tell you, in this whole campaign thing that I've been doing, I've met some politicians, which I really hate that word politician because it has such a bad connotation, and when I win, I will be called a politician. It makes me kind of want to get nauseous. But I've also met some really people that are in it for the right reason, and check regulation. What have they done to limit government? No, they've been spending our money like drunken sailors. I know our politicians have great pressures from unions, but they need to tell the unions to cut the contracts, roll back benefits to 2003. We've all lost a job, know somebody that's lost a job, or our businesses have suffered and we've had to cut back employees. And I know how hard it is, but I'm sorry, the union has to cooperate. When they push our politicians need not to buckle, and they need to push back. I'm telling you, you should all be mad as hell. You know, Thomas Jefferson said, for evil to prevail, all good people, men and women alike, need to do is nothing. So I'm asking you, let's do something. Call your assemblyman, call your state senator, call your congressman, call the White House, Twitter them, Facebook them, email them, send them a letter, do whatever you've got to do. Tell them, we want limited government, we want lower taxes, we want a balanced budget, we want cuts in wasteful government spending programs. Tell them taxation without representation is tyranny. Let's have a second American Revolution. Your very future and your children's is at stake. Remember, we as Americans have the wherewithal and the right to do whatever we need to do to preserve freedom. Together, with God's help, we can resolve this problem. We're a great nation. We're a free nation. Be a patriot and fight. I want to sign this tax pledge. And I'm telling you right now, when I sign it, I mean it. I know other people have signed it and gone to Sacramento and gone to Washington and voted against it. I don't owe anybody anything. I have a great life. I was trying to think how they could buy me off. You know what? They can't. I'm signing it. I promise, I give you my word right now, if a bill comes across me to make all of you guys have to put out more money out of your pockets, and my pocket too, I'm voting no. And also, www.teresahernandez.com. Please tell all your friends to, if they live in the district, the 32nd, to vote for me. And if they can't vote for me because they're not in it, pray for me. I really need your prayers. And second of all, send me $10. Campaigning is so expensive. So I'm going to sign this right now.